All right, guys, we are back to talk about our favorites now. We are talking about romance films in case you guys are just coming into this hot. You don't know what's going on. We're talking about the best now, the best of the best on this most recent watch along of romantic films for this Valentine's Day of 2021. We're also going to touch on some movies that didn't make this current watch along that we love. And we're going to end the night with some letterbox trivia, as always, when we have these two on the show. So, let's hear one, guys. What's one of your favorites from this watch along that we haven't talked about yet?
Do you want to pick one?
I'm gonna pick one, and y'all aren't probably gonna agree. Well, you might.
I will. I know what you're going to pick, and
isn't.
I asked you so you could say it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm about to throw some crazy curveballs, but
Okay.
50 Shades of Grey.
This is one I wanted to hear the thoughts on the most after seeing your guys' review. I want to know. Tell me.
It's almost perfect, I think.
Tell me about it, Kristen. I want to know. I really do.
I know that it's taboo to talk about sex and boobs and peni, but like, dude, this movie's so well shot. It's kind of incredible.
We're talking about the first film, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
The first one.
Okay.
So well shot. I don't care what anybody says. It's so well acted. And damn, is it sexy. Like, I saw this when I was like 17. I'd just been able to like go see some crazy shit in theaters. I saw this with my best friend at the time, and halfway through we like turned to each other and we were like, are you loving this? And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking loving this. And we bought the books after the movie. And you know, people hate these movies. I think it's because they're scared to talk about sex, but whatever. And so I just kind of like pushed the love for this way down. Mm-hmm. But this year, rewatching them with you,
wow.
I just have to say, like, you can't say this isn't a good movie because it's actually well done.
I love this kind of talk. I love this kind of talk when we talk about movies that just get panned and crapped on, and we're talking about how much you guys love it. I'm here for it. I mean, I told Ash that I've only tried this series once in my life, and it was one of the last movies I had to sneak into back in the day. We did a double feature of this. We went with a group of friends. If my high school buddies are watching this, this is a story for them. It was a group of like about 6 or 7 of us maybe. And we're going to do a double feature. And we knew we wanted to end with Kingsman because all of us wanted to see that. Half of us wanted to watch 50 Shades first. Half of us wanted to watch the new SpongeBob film that was out at the time first. Shit. I had heard horrible things about, honestly, right? I had heard horrible things about that SpongeBob film. So, you know, this 50 Shades of Grey, everyone's been talking about it, hyping this thing up. No matter how bad it is, I have to at least get a gauge of what this is. And I have a 1 movie a year walkout rule that if a movie's that bad, I will leave it. And now I feel bad that this was the one I wasted it on that year because there were for sure a lot worse movies that year as well. That I know.
I was a person in 2015, and there was like a million worse movies.
Oh yeah,
this movie's so good. It's just made for women, and I think that's why it doesn't go over well with like general male audiences. Mm-hmm. It's all for women. It's indulgent and it's luxury. And why do we hate it? Why do we hate pretty porn? I don't know. I implore everybody to watch it and to watch the fucking direction and cinematography.
Yes.
Like, just go and have a good time. And maybe if y'all hadn't been so mean, we could have had an amazing trilogy, but we don't. We have just one great movie, and I stand behind that, like, fully. You gonna show them?
You can own it on Steelbook now.
That's a dope Steelbook.
The 3-disc collector's edition. It's very nice.
Oh my goodness, I like that. You guys are true fans. Cool.
So I echo everything Kristen said. I remember the week you're talking about, like it was yesterday, and I saw Kingsman twice. Awesome. And so I never saw this.
You should have.
I never saw this until now. I was always a little curious because I like porn.
Yep.
And Kristen's right. It is aimed at women. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean I, as a male, didn't feel every single beat of this movie. Every thrust, every moan, every breath. I was biting my lip the entire time. And I wasn't even like thirsting over either of them. I wasn't even thirsting over the situation. I still don't fully understand what I felt.
That office scene is incredible.
It's literally
incredible. I just don't understand people. They're so fucking mean.
And I think Kristen and I figured out the actual issue with this series pretty quickly as soon as we started the second movie and saw that Sam Taylor Johnson did not direct it.
Such a pity.
It's just a complete drop off in everything. And I haven't read any of the books, so I don't know if that drop off in like story is throughout the books too. But I mean, and I say this as someone who loves the Twilight franchise, they made it look like a Twilight movie.
Yeah, in the end.
In the end, it's just Twilight. And it's not sexy Twilight. It's not even Twilight.
It's just Twilight.
It's less Twilight than Twilight. And I really blame that director change.
Director change too.
They changed from Sam Taylor Johnson, who has this clear eye and this clear like
vision,
interest in the source material. Then you move over to this guy who makes it look like just
commercial.
Generic.
And then, you know, people shit on those movies, kind of rightfully so. And I just think this first one gets lumped in for no good reason.
Exactly.
People afraid of that penis that comes out, you know?
that Jamie Dornan.
It's a half penis.
It's a half penis.
And you know what? That's one of the things that I don't give it too much credit for, because I believe in a world of equality where we see as much penis as we see everything else. I think Jamie Dornan, 100%. I think Dakota Johnson showed every bit of herself Jamie Dornan should have showed a little more than his button jeans.
It's fine.
But it is fine because I felt his dick inside of me. Whoa. And I mean that as a true compliment. I think the hatred is misguided. We need to rethink. We need to let women have their porn because it's really well shot. And
this is the most I think we can easily say this is the most mind-blowing and revolutionary moment on this show, because I'm going to say that's going to be added to my watch list 100%. I have to. I mean, I have to, with you guys saying all this stuff, because I'll tell you this. I remember even then thinking that the movie was very well shot. I stayed for about half of it. I remember around the area where I left, but I also remember the writing for the most part, and everyone that I was with that also walked out agreed with me. The first half of that film is actually quite charming and fun. Prior to any type of things of any sexual nature happening, there are some lines in there that I still remember. There's a line about an Xbox that is still very funny to me. Very, very funny. And it surprises me that is not given credit for, at least in that regard. So yeah, I definitely got to revisit these films, and it's good to know that, you know, that people can enjoy these wholeheartedly, not as a guilty pleasure film, and that this film actually has some merit to it. So I trust you guys. I want to go back and revisit it, and I can't wait to discuss at least the first film on our next time together. Yeah. Nice. The next movie I want to talk about, first time watch in completion, which is a shame because I was doing myself a big disservice by not watching this film in completion. I wanted to see this when it came out. Didn't get to see it in a theater, sadly. It's very, very small release. But Call Me By Your Name is one of the best movies in general, maybe of the past 10 years, I could say. Not perfect in my eyes, but very close. So close. And the amount of longing in their eyes and the fighting off of desire in this film, and the constant sensuality from the very beginning of this film, before any type of things of a romantic nature even happen, just through the environment, the music, the score is phenomenal. Everything about this movie works. I think on a rewatch, I could probably give it a perfect score, honestly. And it just rocked my world. I was crying for the last hour of the movie. And it's so full of life to it, I think, is what really makes the difference with a movie like this. Because this movie could very easily be told in a manner that is just pornographic, in the sense of just doing this to do it for the sake of two very handsome men kissing, making love, you know. But it's not. Yeah, sound, you know, everything in between. It's not and it is beautiful when it comes to the sexual regard of the film, but it's not this explicit, very graphic film in that way. It's very reserved and subdued in many ways, and it fits along the themes of the movie as well. The ending, I mean, we could talk about that for ages probably. That last shot of Timmy C by the fireplace as the credits roll is just something
so good.
That is just brilliant. I want to know what your guys' thoughts on Lucasfilm is, because he did a darn good job, if I can say so myself.
You gotta
cry
take the wheel.
every time.
Yeah,
my favorite memory with this is the second time that Kristen and I saw it. We saw it at the AMC Best Picture Showcase with a lot of my family.
Yeah.
And
interesting.
It's the Michael Stuhlbarg scene, the very famous one.
I didn't even mention.
We just waste away and we just give away the best parts of ourselves and go morally bankrupt.
The parent characters are just 10 out of 10 in this movie.
Man, my favorite memory is watching that scene, sobbing, and hearing my mom and my aunt whispering, "Is Ash crying?"
How could they not? It's so sad. Yeah.
Sad.
It's
so sad.
Such a beautiful film. I echo everything you say. The atmosphere that Luca creates it was unlike anything I had seen at the moment, and it still is. It's a movie that makes me want to move.
The music.
The music is so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sufjan. He sings me to sleep a lot of nights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's very, very, very special.
And I give all the credit to Luca.
All the credit to Luca, who honestly, this entire episode could just be Luca Guadagnino movies.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Because I Am Love is just as good and
which is
kind of underwatched,
Yeah.
It's better.
Wow, better than Call Me by Your Name.
I would say so.
I need to watch them both next to each other.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Kristen, your thoughts about the same on the film?
Yeah. The first time I saw this, like the first second it started, I was like, I love this movie. From the trailer, I was just like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
And you're just watching it, and I don't know what I was expecting out of it. The first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I don't really see them falling in love, but then like that chemistry just kind of builds naturally, like in real life.
Yeah.
And by the time it all like implodes, it's just beautiful. Them dancing in the streets together.
I think about it every day.
And walking through the mountains together.
Also that.
And then him going home with his mom and just crying in the car next to her.
She's smoking that cigarette on the drive home.
It's the best scene ever. And I love it so much. I could talk about like so many different scenes that
every shot,
every
sound.
It's amazing. And I cry very hard every time.
It makes me so mad that Armie Hammer is out here acting a fool now.
Maybe
I know he's cutting off people's toes. And now
what is that man doing?
Kind of...
I mean, I hope I exactly. That's my first thought after finishing it today. Is like, what is the sequel gonna look like? Is he coming back? Who knows?
Yeah.
So exciting though. I mean,
it's gonna be replaced by.
Yeah,
I was about to say Christopher
Plummer.
No,
Christopher Plummer. I have to ask though, on the manner of Christopher Plummer, a saint. Rest in peace to that man.
Yeah.
Kristen and I got to talk about Beginners on our last episode together. Ash, I kind of wanted to ask what your thoughts were. I was looking at this right now, and on A Ghost Story, but we could hear that afterwards. So please, let's start with your thoughts on Beginners, my friend.
Beginners is so good.
Yeah.
Ewan is so good. Melanie is so good. I remember Christopher Plummer winning that Oscar like it was yesterday. I saw it when it came out, and it's so good. It's so good. There's not a lot of movies like that no more.
I know, it feels like such a part of its time.
It really does.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's been a second since we watched it, so I don't have a ton to say about it. But it's a very, very good movie, kind of underappreciated,
very much
in a
so.
way that
and
so many movies have lived on, and it hasn't had that same.
And when you say how good it is, I mean, it's a stellar film, but a very simple one. I mean, it is
absolutely
bare bones filmmaking at its finest. Just two people for a lot of the movie, honestly, just having conversations.
It's all just human emotion, yeah.
And it just feels so real and so raw. Christopher Plummer is beautiful in that movie.
Very beautiful.
I could go on to praise that performance in itself for the rest of this episode, so we can stop there. But Ash, A Ghost Story, man. I mean, we went on in depth on that one enough. So I mean, please, man, tell us.
I remember Kristen falling in my arms after A Ghost Story. It's a movie that every time we watch it, I feel like I have an even greater appreciation for it. Mm-hmm. Some of my favorite imagery of all time.
I'm with you.
There's so much of it that I just want to like steal.
Yeah.
I mean, I really love everything about it. I'm obviously big into the supernatural, and I don't think we get a lot of ghost stories that focus on ghost emotion.
Ghost love, like, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, other than The Others with Nicole Kidman, I don't know. And such a good movie. Very, very good. But
Kristen Stewart.
Huh?
What?
I would say Personal Shopper.
I thought I'm like, I don't remember Kristen Stewart in that movie.
And The Others, I know.
I brought in my own movie, guys.
Which I appreciate. I was so lost for a second.
Was Kristen Stewart in The Others?
There. If you didn't catch her, go see it again.
She was a ghost.
The hidden ghost. Yeah, honestly, a hidden ghost in the background.
No.
But Personal Shopper is a great example. Yeah, I like these ghost stories that don't focus on the horror of ghosts, but the sadness of ghosts.
Yeah,
the tragic, the intrigue. Yeah, the idea. And I feel like a ghost story, it explores so much. That's a podcast of its own.
Absolutely, yeah. Which I would love to do one day too. That'd be awesome. Just have a podcast.
David Lowery's got a few coming out.
So excited.
Green Knight, let's go.
So excited.
Yep.
Yes.
Green Knight looks great. I bet he'll do fun things with Peter Pan because he did fun things with Pete's Dragon.
Yep, absolutely. Pete's Dragon, we touched on it very briefly last episode, but underrated, super underrated,
completely underrated, especially in the discussion of Disney remakes, because it's an actual real good one and people don't recognize it.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the original work, but yeah, I mean,
I am not either, but I've seen clips and I guarantee you this dragon looks better.
Yes, that I could wholeheartedly say as well without seeing that original film in its entirety. But I mean, I have to talk about it. You bring up imagery. The first movie that comes to my mind, and I don't think you guys have seen it yet, In the Mood for Love, directed by Wong Kar-wai.
I wanted to watch it so bad, but I'm like, I didn't buy it at the last Criterion sale, so I just have this saltiness.
Yeah.
But I literally want to watch it so bad. Everything about it speaks to me.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen any other Wong Kar-wai films?
I can't say we have, but he's a director. I'm very curious to jump in. That new Criterion collection is releasing with all his stuff, so maybe it's a good time to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't my first time seeing this film. It's my first time seeing this film as someone that's watched a lot of movies at this point. When I first watched it, I didn't really have a different experience for it. Absolutely. I think it's even a different experience as someone who loves film to watch it multiple times. I think you get a little piece out of it every time. And I would say I'm colder on it than most people are, and I still love this movie. I mean, talk about, when we're going back to Calling by Your Name, the subtleties and the looks and the touches of the hand. This is this at a master level, the prime form of that. You know what I mean? Very little dialogue in the majority. I mean, if you really calculate the entire movie, the first bit of it, the first act, so much of it is just told through visual storytelling. And it's a movie about, two people from different relationships. They're both married, kind of wondering what's up with their spouses and their bond together from their loneliness that comes from that. Many lonely nights, just seeing each other, walking by each other, and that forming a friendship, and what later, without spoiling it, possibly develops into a relationship as well. And it is a stellar movie that transcends nations, obviously language, and just the way they are able to capture heartbreak in this movie is just so good. And I would love for you guys to see it. The colors, the music, everything about it. Definitely one of my favorites from Wong Kar-wai. Not my favorite, but one of them.
Wow.
I'm so excited
Me
to hop
too.
into his world because we saw a video recently on it and just seeing the imagery like out of context.
Yeah.
It was
Paintings.
astounding.
Yeah.
You could stop. It's just like Call Me by Your Name. You could stop so many
Literally,
shots
yeah.
of this movie and just frame them on your wall.
It just,
Yeah.
it looks like my kind of party. So that's,
I think, yeah, you
Very
guys would
excited.
absolutely
Yeah.
love that movie. Yeah. Please, what's the next one?
fuck
for
it.
you guys.
Let's just talk about Moulin Rouge.
Put it on, man. Let's talk about Moulin Rouge. Here we go.
It's my favorite musical of all time.
It is.
It's one of mine now as well. 100%.
I discovered it in high school, and it like blew my mind. Like it literally blew my mind. And I relate to you, Michael, in the way like my younger self was different and he was very push that weird stuff away from me. But for whatever reason, when I got into it, it was the right time. And like we're talking about love. Moulin Rouge is the most lovey love movie of all time.
The movie is made for hopeless romantics, honestly.
100%, which is probably why I liked it so much in high school.
Me too.
But the thing is, like, it's aged well. It hasn't aged poorly. I think it's a tour de force for Baz Luhrmann. He will probably never make anything better. And that's probably okay because it's a masterpiece. It has this awe of a stage musical, but it uses the medium of film to tell its story in a way that a stage musical couldn't.
I agree.
It uses the medium of film to its like aid, and it's shown through the editing specifically. I mean, the film is edited at this insane fast pace.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention, you're going to miss half the plot. Like it is going. People are, I'm on the ground. Now I'm in the sky. It's a dream. It's so good. It's so good. And the music it's the best. We talked about Mamma Mia. The jukebox musical is something I'm passionate about, despite I don't think it's like a good enough. There's not a consistent enough amount of these movies, you know?
Not at all.
And nothing does it like Moulin Rouge, because Moulin Rouge takes famous songs and they recreate them to the point where
it's insane.
I know.
It's
line by line.
Better.
El Tango de Roxanne is the reason the Police wrote Roxanne.
It's so good.
It's also the greatest scene of all time. Ewan McGregor breaking into Elton John's Your Song.
Yes.
Such an iconic moment in my head. It lives rent free.
Goodness.
My gift is it's beautiful.
So good.
It's beautiful. I love everyone in the movie. John Leguizamo specifically warms my heart every time I see him. Nicole Kidman, I fell in love with after watching this movie because like she's a firecracker. She's going off the walls. She's going crazy. The noises she's making.
She goes for it. Yeah, she goes.
There's not a second in this movie where Nicole Kidman isn't committing. The same can be said about Jim Broadbent, who gives in the best performance of his career.
Yes.
I don't care. Like
his can. Oh my gosh.
This man. Oh my God. Like the songs don't even stay the same. The songs are like, oh, we're singing Lady Marmalade. No, we're singing Smells Like Teen Spirit. No, we're
ever
singing
changing. And we go back and forth and we'll bring it back for 10 minutes later on. It's like, whoa, man.
It is the strangest thing ever. And it's completely unapologetic of that. It loves what it is. It knows what it is. And I credit this to Baz Luhrmann, who I really think is a director who people shit on because they're afraid of getting weird. This is my 50 Shades. People are scared to get weird. People are scared to get abstract. People are scared to let their Great Gatsby movie have pop music. And the people are wrong.
They're wrong.
The people are wrong.
They're wrong about Great Gatsby. Yup.
Let's look at Moulin Rouge. The editing, the shot composition, all the acting, everything is working at a full extent, which to me says Baz Luhrmann's a pretty good fucking director.
A great one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the top of the line. It's top tier.
Agreed.
It's Come What May is the greatest song ever written.
Yeah.
Someone else talk.
Kristen, I gotta know what your thoughts are on it. First of all,
Man, I feel like I love Moulin Rouge. I don't love it as much as you.
That's okay.
But
No
it's
one does.
not to say that it's not perfect. It's so good. I can't say it enough. The music is so freaking fun.
You're just crying the entire time they're singing.
It carries all of the emotion like a musical should, and it does it in the weirdest, most creative way. And I agree 100%. You try to do this on a stage, and that's what's great about this film, because it's intended this way, and I just love seeing somebody have a vision, and I love it. I love Moulin Rouge.
I mean, just talking about him singing your song right now is just makes me want to cry.
It's a magical moment. It makes us all doughboys.
I mean, I only have seen this film once in my life prior to this, and it's funny too because it wasn't even, I saw it in middle school, and it wasn't even like, oh, this is too weird. What puzzles me and it makes me think, like, I must have had a screw loose back then. I was bored watching it, and it's insane to think that watching it now, because immediately the movie just starts and it doesn't stop. It keeps going. Every single second. It's changing its tone. It's changing the song. It's changing the costumes. Everything is constantly moving, and it's a fast 2 hours too. It goes by extremely fast, and I want it to be longer too. There's so many scenes. I'm like, give me more of this. I want more Nicole Kidman and Ewan just chatting up about his writing. Please give me more of it. About the poor sitar player, I want to know more.
Oh, the end.
How could you not believe in love? He's amazing. He's amazing. He's so cute.
Thank you for curing my ridiculous obsession with love.
You're not sobbing at the end. You got a heart made of stone.
You got a heart made of stone, or you're in middle school. It's
so emotional.
It's unapologetic in everything it does, and you just gotta respect it for that. Not to mention
Moulin Rouge.
It helps you realize things.
It does.
Yeah.
I may have not known I was bisexual for a while, but after watching Moulin Rouge, it was there.
I mean, who could blame you at that
point? You go in for Nicole, you leave
really?
Going, wow, that Obi-Wan Kenobi is a lot more than I thought he was.
In this movie, I mean, I've always had a big crush on Ewan, but in this film, he is just...
This is the reason for the crush.
I love him. Yeah, he's perfect in this, and there's a big disservice to anybody that's sleeping on Boz not to jump into this. And Ash and I were talking about this off air, but I actually really love the Great Gatsby film that he did. I think it's stellar, and I love the Romeo and Juliet film as well.
Yes.
So it sucks that people don't give this film the time of day, or I should say this film, but the rest of his filmography more so are more definitely more divisive of their opinion critically. But yeah, it's such a fun movie, such a heartbreaking movie, and the ability to balance tone. I just want to touch on that one more time. So good. Very few filmmakers, I think, could really capture, at least to the intensity that we go to, and the darkness that this film touches upon very briefly, but touches upon nonetheless, with an exquisite amount of grace, and without being subtle at all, though. I mean, they go for every scene in this movie. Yeah, awesome film. Love Moulin Rouge.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you for suggesting it to me, my friend. I'm glad that
I'm
got to
so
check it out.
glad you got to enjoy it.
Yes. And this makes me feel bad, because one that I wanted to see that you also recommended to me was A Silent Voice, and I watched half of it, and I'm so intrigued by this film. It is not what I expected at all when you recommended it to me.
Wasn't what I expected when Kristen recommended it to me.
Yeah, so please, guys, share a little bit about your thoughts on that film. I thought, at least so far, I didn't get to finish it, sadly, but I mean, very emotional and very gripping almost immediately. You kind of get sucked into this very cartoony. Obviously, it's anime. It's from Japan, so it's very cartoony in a lot of sense. But when we get into the emotion fairly quickly, and you kind of see the undertones that this film is setting up, it's like, whoa, this is something profound, I think, that's going to happen as we continue all along. So please, guys, I would love to know your thoughts on this film.
I think this film is very unique. And I think it just goes to show that Japan has something really special with its anime. We are exploring this story that I don't think we'd ever get in America or anywhere in North America.
Agree. If you don't mind touching on it real quick, if you don't mind giving like a quick spoiler-free synopsis for those that don't know about the film.
Yeah, it's basically just about this deaf girl, and we see her get bullied by the protagonist character when they're very young. And it's basically just about how that trauma from both characters trickles into their current life.
Yeah.
And it's just so heartbreaking to just see this story be explored and to see what exactly happens when kids are cruel and just how cruel kids can be, especially to people with disabilities. And I wish I could spoil this.
I know.
We have to talk about it again sometime.
Yes.
100%.
It is just a beautiful film and I love it. And I love Japan for making it.
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I said that I don't think America is nearly as concerned with portraying children correctly on film. Like
Correct.
We really,
yes,
we portray children as mini adults, you know, a lot of the time. And if they're not that, they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
There's so many like tiny kids who get cast to play the young version of the actor and their whole role is. But this movie, like so much anime, it's not afraid to show that children are cruel. Children are kind of pieces of shit. But at the same time, Kristin's right. It's all about the trauma this causes. Because like through bullying this girl, this guy like becomes the next one.
Yes.
You know, all his friends leave him. So it's really the story of redemption for him. And his whole story is insane because, you know, he starts the movie off as this bright character, just full of all this life. And as it goes along, you see how this trauma has destroyed him.
Kind of
crippled him completely.
He can't look people in the eye anymore.
Exactly.
He feels like he's like a waste of space almost.
Which is kind of my favorite part of the movie, which is the stylistic choice they use to block out anyone's face. And if he's with a character for a certain amount of time, but maybe he does something wrong, it blacks it out again. And
it's so real.
It's like a real discussion on mental health that it doesn't handhold you. It gives you your anime needs. It's at the end of the day kind of a slice of life where you're given this colorful group of characters. I mean, we literally go to an amusement park, which is the most anime thing you could do, but it explores all the characters and doesn't make excuses for any of the characters. It's worth mentioning that the English dub got a deaf woman to play the lead
deaf character.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine it without it because it gives the movie this authenticity that can't be beat.
Yes.
And her whole story, oh my God.
I know. I'm like holding back tears.
I am too. It's incredible.
It's really good.
Incredible.
It's a
film and very good example of why you should watch anime where it's not all tentacle porn. Some of it is, and that stuff is cool too, and you're being lame for not watching it, but like this is profound and this is a big thing, and it's like literally not the first time I've seen it, you know, like to this extent, like with the deafness and whatnot. I've never seen that done, but the idea of mental health being addressed in it, like some of my favorite animes, Clannad, Angel Beats, they're literally all about mental health. So yeah, animators are very emotional people. They're very emotional people because they animate, which is a very emotional and gnawing task.
Yeah.
But you get incredible stories. And the thing about A Silent Voice is, despite the fact it's rooted in Japanese culture, like it's very relatable.
Oh,
The main
extremely.
protagonist is entirely relatable. Like everyone in this movie is like they're characters, they're people with flaws and issues that they have to overcome. And it's beautiful.
The ending is just like a gasp.
It's literally one of my favorite visual moments on film, and I can't wait for you to finish it.
I can't wait to finish it too. Yeah, I wish I got to finish this one, because even through the first hour, I mean, talking about the time jump, when that happens, it's like, see, once you get to kind of understanding what this movie is actually going to be, and you're seeing the ripple effect of just bullying, as you said, through the lives of the victim and the bully, it is just tackled in a very nice, a very, very interesting and different way. That is just heartbreaking. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not super well versed with animation, obviously, but especially specifically anime. I mean, big Dragon Ball Z fan growing up, you know, Tenchu, things of that nature. But I wouldn't say that I know too much about it, especially not the really good stuff. So seeing something like this is blowing my mind. I can't wait to finish it and talk about it with you guys. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Female directed too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
So
wow, awesome.
Yep.
I can't wait to say that that's going to be one of my new favorite female-directed films. I see it going that direction. I'd be shocked if it didn't capitalize on that. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. One that I recommended to you guys that I don't think you've seen yet, so I'll hit you with one vice versa now, Song to Song, which I
know, yeah,
which I needed to rewatch because
very much need to check out.
Please do. It's very interesting. My feelings on it, I mean, the first time I watched it, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I almost gave it a perfect score the very first time, which I usually tend not to do when I watch a movie one go and just give it a perfect. It's tough to do that, and it almost got that for me. And I've only seen bits and pieces of it until rewatching it today, actually. And it's definitely not as strong as the first time, but boy, the scenes that still hit, and the visuals of this film are still mind-blowing to me. I mean, Terrence Malick has a way of just capturing life.
Yes, he does.
Yes,
he does.
And in this film, I mean, I give a brief. I mean, it's really with Terrence Malick films, it's hard to spoil in a sense, because there's a lot going on.
It's almost hard to explain.
Nothing going on in a way too. So it's basically about the lives of 4 specific individuals crossing through the music industry. 3 in the music industry, 1 outside of it, played by Natalie Portman. She's just a kind, loving waitress who kind of gets sucked into this world by the disgusting Michael Fassbender in this film. And I've never hated him more, even though I'm in love with this man. Yeah, I hate him in this movie. He's such a jerk, and his character arc is insane. And the other 2 leads are Ryan Gosling and Rooney Mara, and their chemistry from the first scene they're on screen together is phenomenal. And dare I say, this is one of Ryan Gosling's best performances, hands down.
Ooh,
nice.
Hands down. And so much of it, I mean, you guys know Terrence Malick films, a lot of it is through narration, through visuals. And Gosling, in the scenes where he does get to actually speak, very, very impactful. The scenes where he doesn't get to speak are heartbreaking. Some of the hardest scenes to watch in the movie. And it's a very relatable movie and an honest movie. And maybe, see, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think it kind of scares people how honest this movie is, because there are some mistakes that people make in this movie that aren't usually shown in film, that are very real, though, that are very honest things that people do. Sometimes in life, you think that you're doing the right thing when you're not. You think that you know what love is, and you don't. And you think that the pursuit of love and how you view that changes throughout your life too as you age. And yeah, I think it's a very profound film, a very beautiful and rich film. There's a lot to take away from it. And also 2 performances that don't get talked about nearly enough from this movie that I think are stellar. Cate Blanchett is in this, and she is very small role, but very, very good. And Holly Hunter is 10 out of 10.
No way, really?
Movie so good.
The last person I'd expected.
In a Malick film, and she plays Natalie Portman's mom, and their relationship is another heartbreaking one, as you see Natalie Portman's character kind of get slowly sucked into this really disgusting and seedy world underbelly of the music industry. And yeah, really good movie, and the soundtrack is stellar too. Every song on it is great. I would say. So please, guys, I want you guys to watch this movie. You have to.
We're very
awesome.
Yeah.
Malik is just, as I start to learn more about film, I'm really starting to appreciate him as a filmmaker. 10 or 20 times more than I did prior.
I would agree.
I know we talked about Moulin Rouge already, but how about for you, Kristen? Are there any Moulin Rouges in your eyes on films of that level to you that hit you that deep?
Oh yeah, and it's one I recommended to you.
Oh yeah, I was going to tell you. You better bring this up.
Talk about this. Yes, please.
A little movie called The Mountain Between Us with the god Idris Elba and
beautiful man
Kate Winslet. Gosh, this movie, me and Ash saw the trailer for like so many times.
And
every time we were like, ooh, the mountain movie.
Alex!
We were just making fun of Idris screaming in the snow. And I know like Ash was just kind of catering to me when he brought me to see this. But as the movie happened, I was just immediately blown away by like the cinematography. This movie is so beautiful. And to the story, I wasn't expecting any of it, and it blew me away. I wasn't expecting it to be so romantic and so touching and so like thrilling. This movie has it all. It's got thrills, chills, and spills, man.
Yes.
Thrills, chills, and spills.
Yeah, it's just everybody is. I mean, it's just the two of them, but they're going full caliber.
The three of them.
You're right.
There's a dog.
Doggo. Yeah, absolutely.
And you're just rooting for these guys, and the circumstances are crazy.
So insane.
I just love it. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like literally so special. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Only after a first time watch, it's for sure getting added to the catalog of movies that I endlessly rewatch. They're just fun, entertaining watches for me. I did have a couple problems with it, but honestly, it's like seeing Kate Winslet and Idris on screen together in itself is amazing. Not to mention that their chemistry, which is the thing I was most worried about, honestly, going into it. Because I, unlike you guys, had not seen. I knew what this movie was immediately when Kristen brought it up to me. I knew what movie she was talking about, but I had never seen a single trailer for this. Only the poster.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes. So I was so excited and also nervous to see what this movie was going to deliver because I'm a huge fan of Idris. I had just watched Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind like the week before this, so I was super ready to get into some more Kate Winslet. And yeah, I mean, it is intense. That's the biggest thing that was shocking to me, other than how good the chemistry is between the two leads, is that the first 40 minutes of this movie are so intense. And it gets right into it. Within the first 10 minutes, we're already in the situation. What the movie basically is, it's a survival romance film with literally Idris Elba and Kate Winslet with the dog stuck on this mountain in the snow with nowhere to go after their plane crashes. And it's like,
it's so good.
Whoa, yeah. And this movie has no right to be this good as it is already. And that's the craziest thing about it, really. Yeah. The scene in the cabin when we get there is just
it's so good.
So good. So good. And I
you
didn't
feel the
that.
warmth too.
And right
because you're feeling that cold.
You're on that lake, you're on that ice.
You're feeling it. Yeah, it's like The Revenant. It makes you feel the environment.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, like you never really feel safe in that movie, which I appreciated as well.
Yes.
Not once. You always feel like there's danger.
Yeah, people make a complaint like saying that there's a cabin at some point as a spoiler, but really it isn't because that's just things are still going on. This situation is still crazy.
Happens.
Yeah, so
even
much
by
happens.
the time they reach that, it's still like, okay, but fuck.
But like, where are you gonna go?
Yeah,
we gonna live here?
We got 2 cans of soup. What are we gonna do?
What are we going to do?
Oh man,
I don't love the ending, but I love the scene.
I thought you might say
that. Man,
but I love the scene right before the last shot in the restaurant. Is one of the best scenes in this movie, which shocked me also because I was dreading this whole sequence because I knew inevitably this kind of thing was going to happen by the end of this movie. But the scene with them in the restaurant, kind of just analyzing the situation and their feelings, is just wow, so good. And it's insane that this movie isn't more well regarded. It shocks me because there are a lot of movies of this vein that are not so good. There are a lot more of them that are not so good. So seeing something like this, very good surprise. I liked it a lot. It's cool to see. I think with rewatches, this is one that's gonna continue to grow as kids start to learn to quote it and whatnot as time goes on. Ash, what are some of your thoughts on Mountain Between Us Mountain?
Oh man, I love this. I mean, it was special in the moment because it was just such a memory we had.
Yeah.
But rewatching it kind of really, it showed me the extent of how good this movie actually is. Like, it wasn't memes at this point. It was like good.
It was actually good.
Like Kristen brings up the cinematography, and it's honestly astounding. There's that shot where they are on the lake and it's all the trees, and I'm like, that's a desktop background. Like, that's amazing. And Kate and Idris are incredible together. Incredible. That dog too. That dog. Shout out to the dog. But
goes through it.
These two are something else. I actually love the ending shot.
I love it
because it's what makes it a romance,
and it brings it all back home.
I know. And I remember when we were watching it in the theater, it was like just before it, and I was like, no,
I know,
no. And then it happens, and I was like, yes.
It is one of those moments. Absolutely.
It really is. It's absolutely just like, man, survival.
All the circumstances.
You do not get a lot of survival romance movies. It's typically just survival.
I know. It's amazing.
Maybe with romance as this other thread, but the romance at the core is what keeps them alive.
And it's crazy just like how Idris falls in love. It's just...
He falls head over heels.
So big time.
The way he talks to her, it is so
the way
sweet.
He just like caresses her face. Like he just wants to take care of her.
We fell in love on that mountain. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm
gonna... No. He is.
It's amazing.
He is a bean in that movie. He is a bug.
He's so warm.
He's no longer bad. He's not. We're ending the apocalypse. He is. Cutie Elba. Stuff. He's Cutie Elba.
We're ending the apocalypse. That's one that I didn't think we'd bring up this episode. I'm glad that you did, though, Ash.
Oh man, because it's so romantic. Charlie Hunnam really fights for Mako's right to be in that Jaeger.
I'm glad that you brought up Charlie Hunnam because this just reminded me of some trivia that I don't know if you guys knew about The Mountain Between Us. 2 original actors attached to this film were Michael Fassbender first, and then Charlie Hunnam was the second actor attached to this before Idris. And
I didn't know Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, and I think the female leads originally were Rosamund Pike was one of them in the later stages of this. And Margot Robbie, when it was a Charlie Hunnam project, I believe Margot Robbie was attached to be in this movie. So insane!
Wow,
I'm so happy it is what it is.
Yeah, I think
me too. Actually,
I don't want the other movies. I mean, Kate and Idris.
Surprisingly,
it's a team up you don't anticipate, but it's a team up that really works.
And that's exactly what's so good about it. Yeah, it's you would not. On paper, you'd be like, no, this doesn't seem like it's especially Kate as an American also in this movie, not as a Brit. Yeah. Which was one of the first things I noticed was, oh, that's an interesting choice, and it works. It's so good.
Hey man, she does it. She convinces you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The last movie I want to talk about that I think is actually on this level as well after this rewatch, and it's the last movie of this giant watch list that I saw other than Song to Song right next to this one, 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I kind of have a weird history with this movie. So we talked about it last episode.
I think all of us men do.
Yeah.
I think of us men reread it.
As a species are this character. We've all been this Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. And the movie is so in your face about it that, teenage me was a dummy for not understanding what this movie was talking about. It's hilarious.
Didn't realize it was making fun of me.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I think, inside, I was like Kristen this last time, I was holding resentments for this movie. Because, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, when I was a kid, when I watched this guy is the dopest dude. He's completely in the right here, and I love him,
He's
and
so sad, and he's right to be that sad.
Exactly. And then in high school, I watched it again. I'm just like, wow, I don't like anybody. And then now it's like I love both of you because I think the beauty of this movie is that there is no sides, there is no wrong or right. I think people, when they get into relationships, and this is something that is a profound takeaway that I got from this viewing of it. I mean, the ability to see a situation. I mean, we touched on it earlier with even you two, right? I mean, the ability to see one situation completely differently And it doesn't even mean that you don't like the person, doesn't mean that you don't love the person. It's just different. And sometimes it's always gonna be different, and that's okay. And it's such a cool movie. Is the stylistic choices that Mark Webb takes with it so good still. And I was mentioned this last time too. I mean, this soundtrack shaped my youth.
It's amazing.
I mean,
yeah, same.
The Smiths, which eventually led me into getting into The Cure, and just, so on and so forth. This movie changed my life throughout various stages of my life, and my adoration of it could not be any higher. And I think after this rewatch, it is a 5-star film in my eyes now.
Yeah.
Love that.
500 Days of Summer. I don't even want to talk about I don't want to talk about it too much for anybody that hasn't seen it, because I think it's such an experience to see at different stages of your life. And I bet you in another 5 years, us three will be talking about it again, talking about something completely different about the film. And I want to know what you guys have to think about it, because we can talk about it extensively, and
that's a whole podcast.
I know. I got to get a little nugget of it at least right now.
I definitely feel you. I think this is a movie that as a male you grow with. Yeah. Because the first time I watched it, same deal. I'm like, this guy rules.
Yeah, honestly.
Everyone else doesn't get him. What? Yep. But you give it 5 stars for that. And then you do rewatch it as an adult. You realize it's making fun of you. You realize you deserved to be made fun of. And you realize, maybe if I read this better, it would have saved me a few years of awkwardness.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That 100%.
That's the thing with 500 Days of Summer. It's a masterpiece, but if you misread it, you misread the entire thing.
It's true.
And then you're just some lonely, sad guy.
Forever, honestly.
And which I can say because I was that lonely, sad guy. And upon revisiting, I love it more.
Yeah.
I love it more knowing it's making fun of that side of me.
For sure.
Because now I can learn from it, know, and now I can get the real point, the point that everyone who's making it already got and is probably really annoyed that all of us dudes are taking so long.
Yeah,
no, it's a fantastic film. I haven't seen a better Mark Webb movie.
I haven't. Yeah.
I haven't either.
But that's a podcast for another day. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because the first time I watched this, I would say I was so disappointed in the ending. I was just what? We sit through all this and it's just not what you want out of a romance movie, or when you're 16, you think it's not what you want. And I remember thinking man, this guy's so cool. I wish every guy could be like this. He's so happy. He's so in love. That's what I need. And then I watched it years later and I was just whoa, this kind of echoes an experience that's not touched upon in any other film.
100%.
Surprisingly realistically too.
So
if you think
yes, very realistically.
Even from the way he opens it and calling his ex a bitch, it's just so.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something else. And now I love the ending and I love everything the movie stands for. I love how it beats us over the head with its themes. It's perfect. And everybody does amazing.
Everybody does amazing.
Everybody does.
Especially
amazing.
Clark Gregg.
Oh my God.
Yes. His
my
one golden line in the movie is
yes.
So good. So good.
Yay.
500 Days of Summer, guys. I mean,
so good.
It's a great one. If you're a lonely boy, give it a rewatch and learn something.
Yeah.
Don't be sad until you realize it after the fact.
Yeah. And if you don't get it, stay for the tunes because it's good.
There
stuff.
we go.
100%.
At least help your music taste drastically. I'll say that much.
You can't go wrong with that Hall & Oates dance number.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now we have to talk about it because you said it, and I'm gonna take the opportunity. Dude, that Hall & Oates dance number is so good.
It's perfection.
It's so good.
The bird,
I mean, the bird, the Harrison Ford, and the car window. The band, everybody, and everything about that scene is perfection, and it couldn't have been done better. And that's an idea and a scene that's been done in 1,000 other movies, not as good. And
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Juxtaposed to I hate this song.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Oh man, 500 Days of Summer. Man, I could honestly rewatch it tomorrow. Maybe it'll happen. I'll have to let you guys know. But
It's so good.
Yeah. Do you have any last ones during this watch along that you want to shout out before we get into some ones that didn't get to be rewatched and that we want to give some love to?
Oh, I have to give love to Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. I think it's so underrated. I just think that's a true romance film. We don't see a lot of like true hearty, meaty romances, and that's one of them. And I love that one.
Brooklyn. What about you for you, Ash?
Are we talking ones that we skipped?
Or we're gonna jump there right now in a second. Yeah.
Okay, right on. Well, I'll jump there.
Okay.
Jump there, man.
As soon as I talk Moulin Rouge, there's nothing left to talk about.
Dude, jump there, my friend. Jump there.
Your Name. I really wanted to watch Your Name. It's a movie that Kristen and I watch like twice a year anyways. We
kind of just watched it.
Doesn't really make me want to watch it less. Is the thing. It's a perfect movie. It's blisteringly romantic. The concept is so good. Makoto he's got a vision. He's got a very, very, very shiny vision. That's a movie that I will never get tired of. It's one of my favorites of all time.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Very good film. That's one I have seen, and it's stellar. Stellar movie. I implore everyone to go watch that movie. Add it to near the top of your watch list.
Hell yeah.
That's another one. A whole podcast could be done simply about that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
One I want to give some love to from recent years. I know it's I mean, obviously it got a lot of award buzz and people love it. But A Star Is Born, I mean, I still really, really love this movie. And I mean, I know people were saying like Gaga is good in the film, but I mean, Gaga to me that was the performance of that year, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yes. An underrated performance, and as well as Bradley Cooper from both the direction standpoint and the acting standpoint.
He should have gotten a nomination for director.
Absolutely.
I'm still salty about it.
Absolutely. I mean, the scenes he's able to capture with live music versus the scenes of quiet, in the parking lot.
100%.
Which the first time I watched it, I mean, that was the scene that I began to cry, and then I didn't stop till the end. Was that parking lot sequence. And I mean, I even remember sitting in the theater. This is when I remember watching the trailer for that year, and every time Lady Gaga starts going for it during that trailer, and we see that motorcycle shot, every single time I was in a theater that year, I was like, I cannot wait to watch this movie. So good, heartbreaking. The songs are so good. I mean, A Star Is Born, perfect. Loved it. Awesome.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Nothing more to be said.
Yeah. What's the next one from you guys? Kristen, you got one?
Oh man, I feel on the spot.
I'm so sorry.
Looking. No, do you have one while I look?
Yeah.
I knew.
Give one out, Ash.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I knew it.
Which is the most romantic Miyazaki movie ever. It makes me cry like vehemently, and it took a long time to get there. Took a really long time to get there. I had to watch Howl's Moving Castle like 6 times before I loved it. But now it's my favorite Miyazaki movie, and the relationship between Howl and Sophie is, I will be reduced to tears just thinking about her walking and going, I'm so Calcifer, I can't stop crying. Because when she says it, I can't. And then I don't until like the Blu-ray red warning, don't copy this menu pops up. Phenomenal. It's an obvious pick, but I'm literally crying, and it's the only one that made me cry on the podcast. So maybe that says something.
Hey, there it is. I almost hit it a couple times too. I struck a nerve on myself a couple times, but I'm glad we got some tears on this episode.
Oh man.
Hell yeah.
Did you find one?
I found too many actually.
Dude,
I don't know which one to shout out.
We can go for a little bit, so let's hear the first of many if we must.
I really want to shout out one that's not like technically too romantic, but it's How to Be Single.
Oh, okay. This movie's so fun though. I love it.
I love this movie and everything it stands for. Just the idea of like being by yourself and how that's like not an easy task, especially after a breakup. And I just feel all of the power in that movie. And, you know, Valentine's Day doesn't have to be about love. It can be about like loving yourself, and How to Be Single, I think, captures that feeling. And I love it so much. And Dakota, again. I love
Dakota.
Dakota.
Gotta love Dakota.
Yeah.
The writer of that movie loves me, and that's my claim to fame.
Really?
Tell us that.
I told you that.
What?
I released my review for How to Be Single, which, if we recall, was not a well-reviewed film.
I know, nobody really liked it.
And
I didn't even know that.
I really liked it. I loved it on
Yeah,
first viewing. And when I put my review up, the writer of the film tweeted me on Twitter.
Wow.
And she was like, "You're my favorite person. You got what we were going for."
Hey.
And it was the first time I got what a movie was going for.
Hell yeah.
I love that
must
movie.
hold
That's
a
a great
place
movie.
in your heart. Yeah, it's a fun movie. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember really liking it as well. I'm surprised. I didn't know that it didn't have great reviews, actually, so that surprises me.
I recall this because I recall being like one of the vocal few that were like, "This movie's good.
So
what are you
good.
talking?" It's got Jason Mantzoukas. I don't even need to say anything else. He's the funniest man alive.
Such
Great
a good
ensemble
one.
cast from both
Great
genders in
ensemble
that
cast.
film. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you guys saw this one, and I have the poster for it back here at the moment.
I see it.
Hell yeah.
Spectacular Now. We gotta talk about it at least a little bit here.
Okay.
Talked about it a little bit last episode, so I'll keep it as brief as I can. I would rather hear your guys' thoughts on it, honestly. But one of my favorites is always super moving film. It's another film that, as a male, I think you grow with it as you age, and that you can take away different things from it as you age. Whether that be the father-son dynamic aspect of the film, whether that be the romantic nature of the film, being a toxic person, drinking too much, all things that are touched upon in this film, I think, handled in a semi-realistic way, not entirely, but when it hits, and I think it hits really hard when it works. And I'm not a big fan of Miles Teller still to this day, but this might be, other than Whiplash, my favorite performance of his. So what are your guys' thoughts on Spectacular Now?
Well, we recently rewatched. I hadn't seen Spectacular Now since like 14.
Same, yeah.
So it had been a long while. I remember liking it the first time, but not loving it as much as everyone else. And upon rewatch, it's kind of the same deal. You know, a lot of it really works, but a lot of it is also like, I've just seen a lot of it done a lot better.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite aspect of it is definitely like Miles Teller and his refusal to grow up, because that's something I relate to. So it's like, I think that's explored well, and I like the scene between him and Jennifer Jason Leigh where he breaks down.
Yes,
That's
in
like
the
the
kitchen.
best.
Yeah,
so good.
that's definitely my favorite scene. The romance itself, I like it, but I don't buy into it like as much as I think I want to.
Okay.
I feel like they don't move as naturally.
I feel like I loved this movie when I first saw it. Like, it's so intense. There's like one scene in specific I'm thinking, I think, you know, where I saw that the first time and I was just like, whoa, like, did that really happen? Upon rewatch, though, I would agree. I feel, what's her name?
Shailene Woodley,
has nothing really going on in this movie. She doesn't really have a character arc, I'd say, and
you never really meet her.
You don't really get to hear anything that happens in her life. We're very focused on Miles, and a lot of the movie I'm confused because he's just not being I don't know, like, does he like her? I don't even know, but he goes.
It's kind of hard to tell
it's
for a
hard
second.
to tell, and maybe that's the point, but I just don't know if the chemistry was there this time for me. I don't know. It seemed
completely
a little
fair
bit
criticisms.
childish. Is that weird to say?
No, that's coming from someone that likes the film. No, I don't. I don't think that I think that's intentional to an extent, and I could totally see that not working for a lot of people as well. Yeah. You know, the childish nature. I mean, it plays into Miles Teller's character, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it also plays into like the idea of young puppy love, the stupid, reckless decisions that continuously get made in the film over and over and over and over. And we talked about Like Crazy earlier, handled less realistically in this film, obviously, but same type of deal, right? Where, and that's why I appreciate about this movie in that same sense is that, you know, sometimes you just can't explain certain things. You do certain things when you're young and you just, you know, good or bad, you just do it. And that's, you know, it's just such a strange time in your life, and that's why the movies like this are so divisive too, because we've all had such different experiences growing up. So
exactly. Everyone's going to relate to something else.
Exactly. I got 2 more I want to talk about, but I would love to hear 2 more from you guys before we get to those.
I'll throw out the obvious one. They Came Together is like my favorite romantic comedy of all time. It's my favorite comedy of all time, actually. I think it's the funniest movie ever made. And it's a complete deconstruction of the genre. It is the best spoof movie, like, not just since the old spoof movies, but it's like better than the old spoof movies. The entire ensemble cast is hysterical. Every single person, because you have Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler leading with these like just amazing performances, but then you have like side characters like Chris Maloney, who kills me.
Oh my God, he's so funny.
He kills me in this movie. Somebody must have put my costume on, shit on it. It's just, everything about it is brilliant. It was written for me. It was written for me. David Wayne writes movies for me, so I need to accept the fact that, of course, it's for me. David Wayne is
he gets it, man.
If I was a king, I would pay him to tell me jokes so I would giggle as I was fed grapes.
Yes, please.
Because he's just that fucking good. And recently I've been thinking a lot about the Egbert scene with Ed Helms, and it makes me laugh a lot.
So good.
It's funny though that this movie, I feel like, has gotten lost through time. Like I don't hear very many people talk about this movie, despite how many people liked it when it came out.
Except me. Everyone,
you, my friend.
Everyone who comes over who's like, we should watch a movie, I force them to watch this.
It's true.
And it's a good
movie.
We
watch this like twice a year.
It's so funny.
I'll never get sick of it. It's a comfort movie. It's like Mamma Mia. It's just comforting. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing upsetting about it. It's just
I love the hamburger scene.
I have to rewatch this movie. I have to.
Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad.
Oh, it's just so on the nose.
Oh man, and great performance from Michael Shannon.
God, Michael Shannon's the best.
Whenever Michael Shannon dips his toe into comedy, he is just.
You're right. You're right, because The Night Before is the best Christmas movie of all time, besides a lot of them, as far as I'm concerned. And besides Seth Rogen tripping, he is the best part of that movie.
Agreed, 1,000%.
I think about that all the time.
Such a fun movie.
Wings.
I guess I earned these. Does he call Tracy Dad?
Yeah, he does. He does call Tracy Morgan Dad at the end.
Oh, it's so good.
Santa's workshop, as all things should be.
Let's all get together and talk about that for Christmas. How about we do that?
I would love to. Please, yes. Let's make a plan.
We'll do the Christmas podcast as well. We'll plan it now, so we can plan for wind in advance.
Exactly. Plan for the wind. Plan for snow. We're gonna cover all of our bases.
Schedules everything.
Exactly. Kristen, what's one from you?
There's one more I think I'm gonna do.
Dude, let's hear it.
Perfect Sense.
Yay!
Yes.
What a great film.
Yes.
What a great film.
This movie is so just, what the heck? I don't even know how anybody came up with this concept.
Such a good concept.
So beautiful. The idea of like losing parts of yourself and still coming to find somebody.
Yeah, let's explain what the concept is for people that don't know real quick. Please, guys. One of you want to take it?
Okay. It's if you all recall 2011's Contagion, it's similar to that, but instead of an evil virus that's killing people, it is taking away senses. So first they'll lose their sense of taste, and then they'll lose their sense of smell, and eventually they will lose it all. And the movie's really about, they'll lose it, and then it's the human change where everyone's like, well, just change the way we live. And I consider it the positive Contagion. So Contagion scared you too much. Perfect Sense.
Yes. Although this movie is not without some moments that are like, oh no, this is not.
Oh
good.
yeah, like don't get me wrong, the entire thing is a crisis, and if it was happening, I don't think we would react the way we do. But also, maybe I'm being negative. Maybe we have this human ability in us to adapt to something like that if we're doing it together, because I think that's the thing about Perfect Sense is it's a shared experience with everyone, and everyone goes through it together, and that's like the best part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of how too that like trauma pushes people together, and it also pushes people away at the same time. Like we're all going to react to such heavy emotions differently, and this movie just really defines like what makes you love somebody.
Yes,
like what is it that makes you want to be with somebody? And this movie, the ending, I keep saying that tonight, but
lots of good endings in these movies.
The romantic genre is full of good endings.
Honestly, if these romances all had bad endings, then the genre would be doomed.
This is true.
This one just in particular, it's just perfect.
It really is.
This movie's crazy. Check it out.
That's so good.
I want to watch that movie again. So good. The ending.
I want to watch it again.
10
yeah,
10 out of 10. Very underappreciated.
Super
extremely.
Especially now, it's COVID times. We could use this is the kind of movie we need right now.
Not Contagion. We don't need crazy Jude Law running around.
Which we also watched, and it gave us a heart attack. So
it's just that movie is so good and so terrifying. Still, it's a really visceral film.
Oh my!
It's also got Dimitri Martin. It's fun.
Crazy
movie. I'm going to touch on two very, very briefly. They're more well-known films, so I just want to give them some love quick. We talked about Blue Valentine last time we had Kristen on the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Love Derek Cianfrance. Please go check out Blue Valentine, everybody. It's not a happy film. It's very depressing, but boy, is it good. Love Ryan Gosling in it. Michelle Williams is phenomenal. The scene where they are showing each other's talents is one of my favorites in any film. And another movie with a stellar ending that just makes me cry and breaks my heart every single time I watch it. Amazing.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Very tough film to get through.
It's a tough one, but it's a rewarding one.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't like Ryan in it too, which I appreciate.
It's so true.
You really don't like him in a lot of moments.
Little gross guy in this one.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
The mustache doesn't work with him. Well, it would if it wasn't for the hairline.
The hairline is what seals the douchey deal on that guy in that film. For real.
Yeah.
Come on, Ryan. What you doing?
Dog. Oh man. The movie's a downer.
Blue Valentine's so sad. Another movie that isn't exactly the happiest, but phenomenal. I implore everyone to go watch this film. And I wanted to bring this up. We were talking about Call Me by Your Name, but I couldn't find the right segue. But I'll bring it up now. Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Oh.
So amazing. Another movie, a movie with a very gentle touch. For the majority of it, where everything is just we're just on this island with just very few people, and it's a story of a forbidden love between two women in a time where they cannot be together, in a relationship where they can't do this regardless of their gender, the relationship that they share, they're not allowed to do this. And it's another movie where the ending is what makes this movie what it is. It is one of the most harrowing endings of all time. I think it ends like 2 or 3 times too, and every time it ends,
oh god,
like another punch to the face, and then a punch to the stomach, and then a kick to the head. It never stops. It makes me cry every time. I'm going to cry just thinking about it right now. It's such a fantastic movie. Go watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire, everybody. You guys haven't seen this one yet?
No, but we own it. So
you have to. I
know. I've been waiting.
God.
Yes.
We should have watched that for this.
I know. I didn't even think about that.
We will have you back to talk about it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a Criterion time.
Ooh, yes. I would love to. I would love to. The last movie I want to talk about extensively, though, is Drinking Buddies. I don't know if you guys have seen
Drinking Buddies.
Oh, wow.
Drinking Buddies, and I'll give you the cast. I'll give you the director.
I know.
It's Jake Johnson, right?
It's Jake Johnson, Olivia Wilde, Anna Kendrick, and Ron Livingston.
Yes, I have seen this so many times.
So many times?
Well, I'd say 4 times. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That is a lot.
You must like it.
I think I just always forget about it. I'm like, what's this? And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's this.
Yeah,
That's honest. I like it.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty, and it is in a sense I completely understand that too. As a big fan of this film, as a proponent of this film, so far to say that I would give this movie a perfect score.
Wow, really?
Yes, I super dig this movie, and the reason I like it so much is that it's not a very romantic film, even though it fits the romance genre to an extent.
Sure.
But I do really appreciate the way that this film explores the friendship between a male and a female in a way that is not necessarily unique, but done in a very, very great way despite that. I do think it has a little bit too much of the male touch upon that dynamic, though. But for the most part, for the majority of the film until the latter bits of it, it's very realistic and very honest. And even I love the little like awkward moments of just introducing this is my female best friend, my work wife, to my girlfriend of like 2 years and they've never met, and just the awkwardness of that. It's a very charming, fun movie. I know a lot of people hate the ending of it too. I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but another movie where I like the ending and I like how simple it is. I like that you don't get all the answers that you maybe want, and such is life, and life goes on. And this is another movie where I really appreciate how realistic it is. Sometimes you get into huge fights, but it's not one of those movies where we get the third act fight with a friend and it's gonna take us forever to make up and our 12-year friendship is down the drain like that. It's not that kind of movie. And even when couples get into huge fights, whether it be about money, infidelity, having children, it's the same thing where you can still see the love in every sequence of this movie, and that's what I really appreciated about it. So I implore everyone to go revisit it. I'm sure Kristen will at some point once she's completely forgotten about it again.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to watch that one. I want to know what you think. But any last ones you want to shout out before we close out this segment of the show?
I don't want to like talk extensively on it because I already have, and we did already just on this podcast, but La La Land is a good movie. Yes. It's a good movie with 2 very good leads, and they sing some very good songs.
Stellar songs.
And I saw it 6 times in theaters.
Hell yeah.
I still clap my hands at you for it, and that's awesome. I love that you love that movie so much. It makes me happy.
It's so special. So special.
One that I want to watch again soon. I have to. I feel like I didn't appreciate that movie as I should have. So I need to give it another look.
Well, you got to watch it like 8 to 10 times
to really let it sink in and really find out if I like it or not. Yeah, honestly.
Exactly.
That's when you know. That's why Kristen's been watching Drinking Buddies.
Yep.
Exactly. That's when you know.
That is when you know. I'm going to pause it one more time here. Quick restroom break before we get into our last segment here. We're going to do some Letterboxd trivia to close out our evening. We've been on for a while, guys, but we're just having too much fun as always. So quick break. We'll be right back with some Letterboxd trivia. All right, and we are back, guys. We are going to jump right into our Letterboxd trivia to close out this, what could be a 2 or 3-parter episode of Chew on This. Obviously, we have the lovely Kristen Willoughby, the beautiful Ash Raymer. We're here to close out the night with some competition. These 2 love competition. Kristen mentioned it last episode that they're going for it in every sense that they can, and they're trying to find ways to beat each other. And today, we have it no other way than on Letterboxd. The king and queen are here to duel. Who would like to start, or should we do a rock paper scissors for who should start today?
You ready?
Yes.
Please.
Wait, are we going on shoot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Damn it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes! Do I go first then, or?
Yeah.
You get to call it. Whoever wins gets to call it.
You can go first because I
see. It's like Family Feud.
Yeah.
Okay. We're playing the feud.
Playing the feud. So because Ash is going first, I'm going to explain the rules briefly to everybody. Because last time we didn't have rules and it was a delight, but we're going to have a little more organized this time. Everybody's going to get 3 chances. They miss the 3 chances. That's it. We don't have a time limit. You just get 3 shots at it. Everybody's going to get the year the film came out in. Everybody's going to get the review from their respective partner. And that's the game. We'll see who gets to 5 first, or whoever gets the highest score wins. Shall we begin? Ash, are you ready, my friend?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. This first one from Kristen. It's a 2010 film. It's 4 stars though.
A few of those.
And may I add, this is all films of the romantic genre. I tried to stick within our theme for this episode. Yes.
Okay, that gives me a little idea.
So 2010 romance, 4 stars, and Kristen's review. Nobody talks about this. You tell me why.
Oh shit, vague.
I got some easy ones. I got some vague ones. We got the mix up this time. It's gonna be good.
I'm like trying to think about what we were romantically talking about in 2010. Oh wait, no one talks about this. Like it's a movie that no one talks about, not like it's a concept that no one talks about. Oh god damn it, I've seen so many 2010 movies.
I know, it's so hard.
You again?
Wow, he got it on his first try. Ash is coming in hot. You again.
I'm
immediately.
I already know.
By the way, You Again is very underrated. And
that's another PG rom-com as well, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
think so.
I'm not sure, but I do know it has a Hall & Oates in it. So
hell yeah.
Great movie. Really good,
Yes.
underrated.
Yeah.
Gem. I was so happy to see that you gave that a good review, so I had to include that. I'm so happy Ash got that too. That was awesome. First try.
well, why don't people talk about that's a funny movie.
I can't believe
That's
you
a
got
funny
that.
fucking movie.
That was
I'm gonna fail.
sick.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Rock and roll.
All right, here we go. This one is a 2020 film.
Okay.
From
a little
Ash
less.
here. It's a 2.5 star.
Oh no.
And the review for it goes something like this. It says, "It's like you could just watch Mamma Mia instead," is the thing.
You could just is this
I know it right off the bat.
my initial thought is that the prom?
You want to lock that in?
Yeah, I'll lock in the prom.
And we're 1 for 1. Coming in nice and hot. This is
Yes.
gonna be
Don't
good.
watch the prom.
Don't waste your time.
I didn't
never
even
like to say
watch
that.
that movie. I didn't even
Okay,
watch
yeah.
that movie.
Ugh,
Globes, what are you doing?
not very good. Not
Never
the
trust the
Yeah,
Globes.
Never trust them
Never
again.
trust
yeah.
the Globes.
The point is, we're doing good so far,
Hell
unlike
yeah.
the Globes.
This
So
is awesome. Yeah, you guys are firing back
Can't
and
believe
forth.
this.
Okay. This next one's
Alrighty.
for Ash. You ready, buddy?
Good luck, buddy.
I'm prepared.
All right. This is another 2010 romance film.
Okay.
Perfect.
4.5 stars from Kristen.
Oh, I think I already know what it is.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Simple review. And with a question. Why'd they stop making movies like this?
Oh wait, no, I don't know. I thought it was something else.
Flipped.
Ash is 2 for 2.
How did he know?
Dude,
I
it's as
think
if
they
you
stopped making
studied
movies like
before
Flipped.
this
I was about to
episode.
say.
I just love Flipped. Oh, watch Flipped.
That's
Watch
such
Flips.
a good
Yeah,
one.
watch Flips,
It'll make
please.
you believe in child love.
Oh,
Anyways,
so hard. Dang, Ash.
Wow,
Okay, 2
this
for
is
2.
getting good.
rock and
This is
roll.
getting good.
Didn't even have to use any of my lives.
I know. I'm
No one has
that.
no one has used Alive yet. Not
Oh,
one person.
no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Okay. This one's for Kristen. This is a 2012 picture. This one's a 3.5 star. Pretty good mad scientist movie. And that's it.
Pretty good mad
Oh, I
scientist
know it.
movie.
I know it.
You know it?
Yeah, I know it
2012?
right off the bat. Immediately, I
2012
know it.
movies?
I like that, Ash.
What? Mad scientist movie.
Pretty good mad scientist movie.
What's a movie where there was a scientist?
Who is mad specifically?
2012 is a hard, vague year in my mind. Ah. I can't even think of a 2012 movie besides the movie like 2012.
Oh,
Did
you're
that
gonna
even-
be kicking yourself if you don't get this.
Okay, mad scientist movie. Gosh, I don't want to like pass on this. I want to kick your butt.
Lives.
I know. I
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
you could take a couple shots.
Oh, okay. Mad scientist movie from 2012.
Yeah.
I
feel like we have watched more than one.
I know.
So
And 2012 so blended with 2011 now.
it's a different list. It's smaller so far.
I can't think of a mad scientist film. Damn.
You can't?
I can't.
You can't.
No.
Is that
gonna
gonna be is that the first pass?
I think I have to pass.
Oh, you're gonna be so mad.
What is it?
I'm really sorry, dude, because you mentioned this show to me on our last episode together. So
Are you
people
kidding?
that get to watch these episodes back to back are gonna say, Kristen, I'm sorry that you forgot about Ruby Sparks.
Which is 100% a mad scientist movie.
I literally would have never ever got that. I can't believe that.
Paul Dano is the maddest scientist in that
insane.
movie, and there's a scene where he goes
studied
full.
your reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys gotta be prepared. Every time you review on the show, there could be trivia happening at the end.
You need to get this wrong, so I can catch up.
Frank and Weenie is also a phenomenal mad science movie.
I thought,
Frank and Weenie,
the better one.
You said
the better one for sure.
Obviously, can't believe I messed this up. You just watched Ruby Sparks.
Let's see. Maybe Ash might miss this one. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a more difficult one. I've been trying to be a little balanced, get a little soft one, a little hardball. This one's a little tougher because of the vagueness. Okay. This is a 2011 film. It's 4 stars.
Oh.
Simple review. So many special, quiet moments.
2011.
Kristen, do you know this
4
one?
stars.
I know this review. I can't exactly remember the movie it's attached to.
Okay.
But I know this review. I remember writing that. What movie was that for?
Oh no.
Are you gonna pass?
Will he pass? That would be awesome if you just passed.
I know,
right?
I'm like just damn it. 2011 is blending into 2010 for me personally. So it's like this
2011, 2012.
It's just a weird brain bleeding thing. It's like peaceful, quiet moments.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. It feels like you guys are just gonna be on the same wavelength of passing and continuing on.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Wow.
You're not gonna take a shot at it, my friend? You're not gonna take a swing?
11, so many.
I know, it's hard.
I don't know.
All right,
I've watched so many.
You want to lock in the pass?
I'm locking in pass.
It's One Day, starring Anne Hathaway. Yep.
You know, I don't think I would have gotten that right off the bat, but I know you love that movie.
I love that movie.
Darn
also
good
very
movie.
sad ending.
So
crazy,
freaking sad.
So crazy.
Oof, it's an oof.
Yeah, literally. That's the best way to describe it. What an oof that movie is. It packs a big one at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is
redemption.
This one is, it might be tough as well. And I apologize for that.
Let's see.
And I apologize. But this is, because of the rating, it might be a little easier. I will also say I did my research about this film. It is for sure, and it's the only film I'm willing to give a hint about because I feel like it's fair. It's the closest thing to romance adjacent rather than romance that we're gonna be quizzed about. Okay. This is another 2010 film.
Okay.
It's 1 star though.
Oh damn it!
That should make it easier for you.
Know.
You know the ones I hate.
I don't.
Because I don't stop talking about them.
I need to hear.
And the review is just 1 word.
No.
Insufferable.
Insufferable. God.
I don't personally know which one, but I have a list of movies it could be
from
2010. Just from 2010 that are romance adjacent. That's 2011.
Dang it, see? It's hard. What else is bad? Insufferable. So many movies.
Man, I would just throw out some guesses.
I know. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I feel like this one you have
movies.
some good. You can throw out some good guesses, some bad.
Because you know me, I'm pretty easy on movies nowadays. So when I get down to that 1.5 star, I'm angry.
Well, it's a 1 star.
1 star, bro. 1.
Yeah, so it's like.
Well, that brings it down even further.
I know, but it's just like all of those 1 star movies are like those bad rom-coms, but that's not rom-com adjacent or romance. Oh my god, insufferable! It's 1 word.
I think I know it.
You do? Could you tell me?
No, because I don't know it for sure. And I'd hate to make a fool of myself.
Damn it. Okay. 2010. Bad
2010.
movies. I hate to be so boring. I think I'm going to have to pass.
You don't even have a guess?
I literally don't even have a guess.
If you have to pass, you have to pass.
I have to do it.
All right. This is for a Will Ferrell picture that Ash absolutely despised.
Damn it.
Oh, Everything Must Go.
I should have known.
I didn't know that.
I thought that was a 2011.
2010.
I'm not sure.
I gotta study.
A stinker.
It's bad. It's a bad one.
Yeah, it didn't age well.
Not good.
Get
this one wrong.
Get this one wrong, Ash. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, just in the realm of fairness.
So we're at a score check right now. I think this is our third or fourth question, but I think the score is still 2-1, I believe.
2-1.
Is it not 2-2?
I think it's 2-2.
Oh, 2-2. I'm sorry, Kristen. Excuse me. That was extremely rude of me, and I am sorry.
No.
2-2.
We've both been on the pass vibe from both of you, so that's what led me to believe that. So I apologize. But hey.
Well, I'm gonna do this one as the thing.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see who's the first to 3. Here we go. This is a review from Kristen. It's a 2006 film. 4.5 stars.
Oh, easy.
4.5 stars. What do you want to do? Or what do you do when you need a moment to just be? You watch this.
Oh, wow. That is kind of tough, actually.
2006.
Yeah.
I feel like the year is what is.
I was going to say the hint is the year.
Literally, I have been so entranced in my Hosada stuff that the only 2006 movie that exists to me right now is The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, which I know isn't this because you wouldn't dare give that movie anything less than 5.
That's true.
2006.
2006, man.
Oh, so it has to be something.
What the fuck came out in
Cheesy or
2006?
something. You know, I
feel like the rating is the biggest hint because I feel like a lot of people really feel strongly about this film.
Oh, damn.
Including me.
Oh, damn.
Like
including me?
No, including
I
you.
think including you perhaps, but I know for sure I love this film. It's very, 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 very good film.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it's sadly.
You're gonna
do
again.
it.
I could.
This is one I think you're gonna kick yourself about, though, man. This one is Devil Wears Prada, man.
I not so.
I don't know if I would have gotten that.
Come on, I love that movie.
Oh no, I love that movie too, but I don't think I would have gotten that review.
That's true.
To go to that. That's a great movie, though.
Yeah, it is.
Very well written.
Devil Wears Prada is just always gonna be good. Always good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Ash kind of buried the lead with this one, perhaps a little bit earlier in the episode. So take that as you will. But I'm gonna make it fair and make these next two. This is for 1 full point. Make these each half a point because they're easier. Throw in an impromptu rule.
Okay.
I believe that Kristen will get the point here.
Oh, no.
It would shock me if otherwise, and now the pressure is really on. And I'm sorry.
It's gonna be shameful by
okay. Should we go? What would you like first? The easier of the easy or the more hard of the easy? What do you think?
Let's get the hard out of the way. Save the easy for the end.
Okay. This is a 3.5 from 2004.
Oh.
But the review, I think, is what's going to help out here. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Embarrassed with how much of this I stole and attempt to be smooth with the ladies.
Oh.
Did The Notebook come out in 2004? Did you write that for The Notebook? Is that The Notebook?
Is that you want to lock it in?
I think I'll lock that in.
That's The Notebook. That's half a point.
Is it really?
That's The Notebook.
That came out in 2004?
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Which also surprised me, and that's why I thought it would be more difficult. But then Ash hit us with the info earlier about his past and tied it all in together.
Man.
Hell yes.
Should have told you guys my flirting secrets. How I steal everything from Ryan Gosling.
That was honestly the biggest help you could have given Kristen, and we appreciate you for it, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Man, I had to do something.
Thanks.
Here we go.
Oh, I called you Brandon. I called you my brother's name.
Whoa.
Hi, Brandon.
Happy
it's like
Valentine's
2
Day.
in the morning. It's
fine.
It's fine, guys. It happens. This next one, for another half a point. This is a 5-star, 2001.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it the review, even though it's kind of needless at this point, but it's just the best ever made, is all, and I don't have to fight for the opinion.
Easy.
I am right.
Am I looking at the poster right now?
Are you staring it dead in the eye?
Am I staring at Chihiro on the Spirited Away poster right now?
Are you locking that
Are
in?
you locking that in?
I don't think there's a single other movie that came out that year that you would give that to. Yes, I'm locking that in.
Wait, no, wait, my friends. It is 2 a.m. and it is quite late, but you have to understand that this is for Kristen's second half point to complete and clear that full point out.
This is mine?
This is yours, my friend. This is yours.
Wait.
I didn't go because this is the thing. I'm sorry. I might have explained this too fast. The last one for the notebook was a little too easy, so I had to pair it with another easy review.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. So that's why each of them were worth half a point, but I was pairing them up as one question, basically. If that now makes sense, I hope, and I apologize.
Damn. So did you give my favorite movie a 5-star review and say it's the best ever made? I have to say Spirited Away, because if it's not, you're a turd.
What else came out that year?
I don't know. Spirited
Besides
Away?
a certain movie,
Yeah.
I do know that did come out that year.
Wait, no, don't freaking tell me. Oh, freak. Is it? Wait, what year did Digimon come out?
Is that a romantic movie?
That's true. I have to lock in Spirited Away.
Is that a romantic?
Sorry.
It
Kristen.
is.
I'm sorry.
What is it? What it came out 2001?
This is shocking.
It hit me as soon as you flipped the switch.
No, tell me.
This is the most.
Switch.
And now I'm glad that whole ordeal happened because it makes this moment even better.
What happened here?
This is Moulin Rouge we're talking about right now.
OMG! How could I die like this?
Best Picture nominee, Moulin Rouge. Yes.
Freak. That came out in 2001?
2001.
2001.
Moulin Rouge Odyssey. Yep.
Such a banger movie.
I gotta study your review.
That's that half point.
Man.
Damn.
All right, Ash.
Here we go.
Now it's my turn.
You're gonna get both these wrong.
This is your moment. And this is your time, bro.
Okay.
Good luck.
And because we gave Kristen the double half, yours is going to be the same scenario. Then Kristen's going to get the chance to tie with a full 1-pointer. And then if not, Ash will take the dub if he gets this right here. We'll see.
Let's score a basket unit.
All right. These are 2 back-to-back. Here we go. You want the easy first?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, give me the hard one first.
Okay. This is a 4-star film from 2020 from Kristen.
Oh.
And the review is, this is just something I like because that's just who I be.
It's such a me review.
I love that review. I love that
That's
review.
a very you review. And I don't remember reading it, which to me says
You don't love me enough to read my reviews.
And that's a shame.
Is it the photograph?
Are you locking that
Yeah.
in? Don't turn to me.
It's not the photograph.
It's not the photograph. I still have choices. This is what you like. That's just how it be. Well, it's not Borat 2.
Nope.
This is just what I like. We've literally seen like 30 2020 movies. Why am I struggling? I like this. Can you read the question again?
I would love to. This is 4 stars from 2020. First guess was the photograph, which was incorrect. This is the review. This is just something I like because that's just who I be.
That's just who I
That's
be.
just who
something
I be.
I like because that's just who I be.
Damn, that's just who I be.
Who do you be, baby?
I just
Who
be
do you
myself.
Kristen B.
I'm just gonna guess 2 instead of passing.
Damn.
Is it Bill and Ted?
No, you got one more guess.
Okay. Is it I have no idea. Is it Birds of Prey?
No.
No.
Give it to me.
It's the high note, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's the high note.
Romance, brother.
I'm surprised you didn't get that, my friend. Honestly,
know.
out of this Dakota Johnson talk that we had.
I was gonna say.
So now
yeah, that's pretty dumb on me. Let's
so
do
now
another.
what happens is this. What happens
You
is
gotta
this.
get this.
Ash, if you get this, then Kristen can tie it on the next one. If you miss it, though, Kristen gets the next one. She wins.
Okay.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
This is 2011. 4.5 stars.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
This is the film of 2020. I highly, highly recommend this film to you. Highly.
Another me review.
Perfect Sense.
Perfect sense.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck yeah.
Perfect
Damn
sense.
it. I have to get this and tie it up. Okay.
You have to get this and you have to tie it up.
Okay. This is pressure.
Let's see.
This is pressure.
All right. This is a 2017 film.
Okay.
2 stars.
Damn.
Ooh.
I feel like you liked 2017. Okay.
This is sandwiched in between 2 asterisk marks.
Okay.
Yawns for 2 hours.
That's it?
That's it.
What was I sleepy in
In
2017?
2017. Let me think back.
What could he have been a little sleepy guy in? We gotta think here.
Romance adjacent too. I have to think about that.
I know.
2017 was such a good year.
It was a great year.
But what was lacking?
This game is
Dang,
the most fun. I love it.
I
Seeing you
know,
guys
I really-
going through and thinking about this.
I wanted to tie this up.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yawns for 2
I
hours.
love
That's a
that.
hilarious review.
Like, what would you yawn during?
That's
2017 was literally so good. And I'm literally cheating right now. Not really. You didn't yawn during anything except Pirates of the Caribbean.
Do you want to lock that in?
No, because that's not okay. I'm gonna lock it in.
That's not correct. You got
I
2 more
knew
shots.
it.
2 more shots.
Wait,
That movie was
did that Jackie Chan
sleep-inducing,
movie
though.
come out in 2017?
Did.
You slept during that. But that's not a romance. What's that movie called?
The Foreigner.
No,
The
it's not
Foreigner.
The Foreigner.
I think I just fell
Foreigner.
asleep in that because I was sleepy.
It was super late.
Yeah, I was very sleepy and
What?
not ready for it.
Damn it. I have to pass. I can't think of anything else.
I don't know what
Are
it
you
is
sure?
either.
I have to.
All right. Ash for the dub. Movie he's walking away with today is Phantom Thread.
Ooh. My hot take of 2017.
That's
that I'm not
exactly
sure
why
I agree
I
with
picked
anymore.
that one. I was like, that's interesting
Feel
that
so
he said that.
disappointed. So disappointed.
I was in a bad mood when I watched
You
that
hated
movie.
that movie.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that
Good
movie,
enough.
Kristen?
I definitely was like bored, and I'm not a big fan of that director's entirely, but I
Mhm.
thought it was pretty,
Very beautiful movie. Yeah.
It was that.
and it was just weird.
I think I was just angry
Yes.
it was nominated for an Oscar. It was like 2017, so there was just like
Way better.
10
things.
movies.
So
that were
many.
better.
Yeah, I agree.
Way better
Way better
things.
movies.
One of them had Hugh Jackman and claws. I don't know.
Someone give Patrick Stewart that Oscar that he deserved.
I'm
Let's go.
still
Let's
waiting.
go.
Somebody. Well,
I'm
thanks, guys.
still waiting.
That
Oh,
was
Michael,
so fun.
So fun.
That was
Oh my
so fun.
God.
Ash
so
with
fun.
a victory. Kristen, you gotta
Barely,
come back and
barely.
get him
I
back on the
will.
next one. You have to.
Nah,
Because
not
that
even.
Moulin Rouge one, that's not okay.
I
Oh,
killed
man.
I love you, my friend, and I'm sorry.
Killed
You had
me.
to have gotten that one.
I know.
Oh, damn.
How'd I miss it?
It
We
was so
just
recent.
watched it.
And we were literally
We were
just talking about how it's a
okay,
2001
see that
movie.
okay, that was the thing, and this is not to bag on you, Kristen, because I don't think I would have gotten it in the seat that you're in right now either. But when there's so much to think about. But right when I read the review, I was honestly thinking this might be too. That whole reason why I split it into the half point was because
And you were
I
like,
thought
this
it
is
was
the easier
this
one.
is the easiest one. It
That's
was
the
the only
harder
5-star one that Ash had that I had on my phone that we talked about extensively.
Oh.
But what a
Oh,
treat.
man.
What a
Huh.
treat. Thanks, guys, for coming on again, talking about
Oh, hell
romance
yeah.
films. This is going to be
Yee.
spread out over the week. So thanks for spending the week with me talking Valentine's Day on this
It's
channel.
been a great
been
weekend.
delight.
I loved all
fun.
the dips we took in the pool, all the
Oh, yeah.
margaritas.
Yeah.
never going to forget this weekend.
Beautiful time. A beautiful time. You guys want to plug some stuff before we head off here? We got to know about the new projects. What's going on?
Yes, someone's got something to plug.
No, don't.
Let's go.
Oh man. I just launched a podcast, the Honey Buzz Pod. So come check me out there. Literally, you can find me anywhere. Just type in the Honey Buzz Pod. Please come watch my YouTube. I worked really hard on setting up camera angles. So check me out there. You can also follow me on LETTERBOXD at Hey It's Me Kristen, and come be my friend there and talk about movies. Yeah.
Rock and roll. And
This guy.
this guy.
Right.
My name is Captain Vitus. You can find me at Captain Vitus, the one with more videos, not the one with 2 videos. But if you stumble upon the one with 2 videos, those videos are good. Enjoy them. I had fun making them, and they just didn't go anywhere. But what is going somewhere is the stuff I have coming up. My hosted video is almost done being scripted.
Yes.
So
yeah.
it's very long. I've shown it to Kristen. I have a lot of pages.
Good, man. That's awesome.
It's already the biggest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it's not even the biggest thing I'm doing with the 2010-thon, where Kristen and I are taking a look at every single year of the last decade in extensive, excruciating detail, watching
Rough
everything
stuff.
from your King speeches to your Marmadukes.
To your
Nothing.
elevator.
We watched Elevator Girl, and
Can't
it
believe
was
it.
honestly hilarious, but you
Wow.
won't know that until you watch the video. So come on over to Captain Vitus,
Oh, yeah.
subsnibe. It's a fun time. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter also at Captain Vitus 771. And yeah, I'm also on the Honey Buzz podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's true.
if you go on there, you
Yes.
might find my face too. So
You'll find it a lot, probably.
you probably will, because I live here.
Yes.
And it's a pandemic.
And we're
Yeah.
stuck. And we're
So
stuck.
I am an easy guest to have.
True.
Yep. It doesn't get much easier than that, honestly, when you're married and stuck in one room.
It's
True.
the reason you get married is so you can have a podcasting partner.
That's true.
Only reason
That's
I
a
did
very
it.
good point. That's a very good point. I'm glad that we got to wrap up the episode with that fact.
Oh,
Yes.
you only married me for my subs.
Yes. Yes. Come
He's got a good
on.
fan base. He's got a good fan base. What can we say, guys? Thanks for coming on
They're
again.
beautiful.
Always so much fun having you two
Yes.
here. We could literally talk until the break of dawn, which is a problem, but it's a problem that is good to have. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
I love you. I love you both immensely. Happy Valentine's Day to you both. Now that we're recording in the wee hours
Oh,
of,
hey.
of the
Oh,
evening.
yeah.
It is Valentine's
is.
Day. Happy
Yes.
Valentine's Day to everyone
you.
except the people watching this who will not be watching this on Valentine's.
Yeah, this part will not be on Valentine's Day, so sorry, guys. We didn't.
Michael
say it in
has
the first
better
one.
things to do.
It's true, sadly. But not better things to do than be talking to my two of my great friends right here, two of my favorite people in this space. And I love them both immensely. My favorite movie couple, Ash and Kristen. Thanks, guys, for coming on. I'm gonna shoot my plugs real quick and we'll wrap up here. You can find me at Instagram at Michael Chu Twitter Michael Chu for real, Instagram Michael Chu _ and YouTube just Michael Chu. Same with the Letterbox. I got a couple long form stuff coming out. I know I've been saying that these past 3 episodes, and it's true. It's happening. It's scary.
Wow.
I don't want to talk about it yet because I don't know how well it's gonna go.
Oh, yeah.
So I
love
can't be
that.
dropping any type of
Keep
info
us in
about that yet.
suspense. Yeah, I
Everyone will
can't
be in
wait.
suspense about that for the time being.
It'll
but
be like the
hopefully-
Cloverfield paradox.
Hell yeah.
Just show up.
but
Not
better.
the
I was gonna
first
say,
part
dude.
where we saw the trailer and we were excited, not the part where we watched
yeah,
it the next
I was gonna
day.
say if we get a Super Bowl, trailer drop and then it comes out, that'd be nice. But I don't want, Chlorophyll Paradox was a doozy.
Yes.
One that will not be forgotten. Yeah, no,
No.
that was terrible. But
I just bought it on Blu-ray.
hold on, now we have to stop this whole outro for a sec. That movie's on
No, I bought
Blu-ray.
the. Okay,
Go show him what we found.
I was gonna say I didn't know that they have a Blu-ray release for
I
this film.
know.
this is a 3-pack of all of them that we just picked up.
I can't,
can't
believe
believe
this
it
exists.
exists. I
Yeah,
know.
I
And yes-
can't believe that exists.
And yes, it does mean I now own 2 copies of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
The
And
best
no,
Cloverfield
I'm not
movie.
getting rid of the other one
Don't,
because it's pretty.
it's
There we
phenomenal.
go.
It's a great film, and
Hot
I can't
take.
wait to talk about more hot takes more films with you guys in future episodes. It's going to be a treat. Like Kristen said, please go check out her podcast. It's an absolute delight. And please be ready for more content from Ash coming out of his channel when they start covering the decades there. It's a lot of cool stuff coming your way, guys, from all three of us. And we're so happy to have you on Chew on This. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.